Hey, Shalom, Yahabashim Yashai, Barak Atham.
Shalom, shalom.
Kum Yashallah, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Happy Sabbath, Ashar Shabbat, Kum Yashallah. Peace and safety to the elect in the four corners of the earth. It's another Sabbath class, another practical lesson and question and answer session with the Sons of Thunder Israelites. All right, we do this as our service to the nation every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Until okay. You can call the number at the bottom of the screen. That's how you can get us directly if you want to speak to us. If you have questions, we can answer them live right now. All right. If you're on a phone call, you have precedent. And if you're on YouTube, we're going to get to you secondly. Shalom to Rodney Stevens, Beverly Pleasure, Soldier Secor, Judah Agape, Jean Coriolis, Sister come on, son. Ayasha, and I'm thinking the other sister. Aisha. No?
Aisha and Ayasha.
Okay, come on. Aisha and Ayasha, Shalom. Warrior Maya Ka'ala, Joanne Gilchrist, Soldier Kai Vaughn, Karash, Danny Fowler, Captain Micaiah, Isaiah Santiago, SOT Nayam, Carla Taylor, John Allen, SOT Josiah, Jason, Captain Yahawada, Sister Samara, Ezra, Soldier James, Jezreel 12, Azariah, Proverb Nation, Soldier Holy, Judah the Soldier, Brian Skipper, Brother Kowal, Sister Natiza, Dan the Man Hernandez, Shalom, Kum Yashallah. Thank you for coming on early, putting your comments in the chat. All right, today we're just going to get in some Q&A, take some questions, build with the people, discuss a couple things, and then we're going to shut it down. All right. Make sure you tune in tomorrow live for Sabbath Morning Brew, and make sure that you follow us on Facebook if you'd like to watch Camp Live. If you was subscribed to the channel, you saw us post a video this week, you got to come to the right place to teach. But whoever watched that video got a first-hand account of what it's like to teach in 5 points.
Really.
The elements are your enemy and so are the people, but the word is still good somehow. Brothers edify somehow. The instructions and education come out somehow. And brothers is not out there to be tough guys and to try to do all that. We just ask that you respect our boundaries and then we cool. All right. If you follow us on the Clubhouse application, you will see that we dedicate ourselves to making sure this gospel goes to the four corners of the earth, man, because then the end will come. All right. And I'm going to start by saying this. Kanye, it's not what you said before that was the statement, because we've been saying that. The statement is, what are you going to do now after they've taken everything away from you?
Right.
That's the statement.
That's the statement.
Not what you said before. That was just the truth. That wasn't the statement. The statement is, what are you going to do now after they've taken everything away from you? What you going to do? All right. What are you going to do, brother? Hey, Foot Locker, I ain't never seen a pair of Yeezys in Foot Locker. You cannot go to Foot Locker and get nothing. You can't get no J's. You can't get nothing limited in Foot Locker. No. But even Foot Locker said we taking the Yeezys off. What Foot Locker ever had Yeezys?
What Yeezys?
It was just saying that.
That's cap. What Foot Locker ever had a pair of Yeezys ever on the shelf? Ever. You ever walked in there and see some Wave Runners like, damn, Foot Locker got the new Yeezys? Ever. What about the slides? Just the slides. Okay, Foot Locker got the slide. Ever? So what are they talking about?
Nike slides.
That's what I'm saying to you, Kanye. Is the statement is not what you said before. The statement is, what are you going to do now that they've said we're not your friend anymore?
Right.
Two people quit Donda Sports.
Yep.
Aaron Donald, Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
And what's the other dude? Jalen Brown. Is he nice?
Nice.
Yeah, he played with the Celtics.
Now, Jay-Z did this already. He gave you Rock Nation and signed athletes, and then he taught it to his friends. and showed them the way. So then Kanye did the same thing. He got his own sports advertising. He got clothing.
Yeah.
Jay-Z did that already. Had Rockaway, him and Dame, right? Music, sports, television, etc.
Yeah.
That what Dame would always say, right? Kanye did the same thing, right? Started doing commercials, endorsements, music, sports, entertainment, extra, right? He's on telethons. Do the same thing. Rihanna do the same thing.
Yeah.
Music, clothes,
Yeah.
She
etc.
got sports.
Right?
And she got sports.
She got sports too?
Sports.
Wow. All do the same thing. He give you the blueprint, you follow it, you become a billionaire somehow.
Yep, that's facts.
Some of y'all in the rap game right now ain't figured it out what you're supposed to be doing. Y'all still trying to be clapping in the street and you got $100,000 on your neck and you still want to stand on the Ave. I don't understand, brother. Y'all got great opportunities right now. Y'all got great opportunities right now. Young Thug said, Kanye built all your stores on my land.
Yeah.
Right? Free of
That's how it's
cost.
supposed to be.
Free of cost. 38 acres.
That's community.
But look, the statement is not what you said before. The statement is what you're going to do after they've taken everything away from you, man. What you going to do? Are you going to be like Nick Cannon and fall back from this conversation and don't really talk about that no more?
And Ice Cube.
Are you going to be like Ice Cube? I don't got nothing to do with this. Why y'all put me in this?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Are you going to fall back from this conversation like Kendrick Lamar? I said it, but that's it.
Right. Yeah.
And
Kodak Black, I'm still doing voodoo, but I know I'm an Israelite.
Come on.
I'm smoking a blunt with a shield of David on my chest while throwing up gang signs and telling you I still play with boogies and shit. Excuse me?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Boogity.
Boogies.
That's what it is.
Watch this movie called Spell with James St. Patrick.
Yo,
Yeah,
that's
that movie is
crazy.
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 We are wise to do evil, but to do good, we have no knowledge.
No idea.
knowledge.
Listen,
No
Kanye, that the real statement is what you do after they've taken everything away from you, man. So now, are you gonna go and push your own clothing with no endorsements? Are you gonna go and find more sports athletes that are in line with you and protect them?
Yes.
Are you gonna link up? Huh? Are you gonna ask Jay-Z? Hey, man, we still cool? Now they trying to take his kids away. TMZ reported that they trying to remove Kanye's children because of his anti-Semitic statements. Hold up!
How do you,
Wow.
bro? That's crazy.
Tonight, I want to talk about something. Hypocrites are everywhere. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Y'all want to take Kanye's kids because he has an opinion on race? Wait a minute. Hold on. America, are you saying if someone is racist, they should have their children taken away? If you're saying that, I know a few racists I'd like you to meet.
Right.
And they have lots of kids.
Right.
And I want you to pursue them to take their kids away because their parents are racist towards blacks,
Yep.
towards Hispanics, and towards Native Americans. Or is it if you only have an opinion on that community, then your children get taken away? See, y'all are hypocrites, man. Give me Job 13:8, man. And that when it's Esau, you cannot hide your sin.
You cannot get away, man.
And the more you show who you are, the more I know you're not going to be there in the last day. There's going to be no need for you. There's going to be no need for you. Read that.
It's the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 8. Will ye accept his person? Will ye contend for God?
Is that what I wanted? Or was it 3 and 18? Or 13 and 6? Let me see something.
What's it say?
It is 13:16. I'm close. I said 13 and 8. 13:16.
It's the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 16.
Forgive me, y'all.
He also shall be my salvation.
See, the Lord is going to be our salvation. And if the Most High wants Kanye to succeed in bringing mainstream eyes onto the awakening of Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, accepting and understanding that you are not a crayon color and that your history goes all the way back to the beginning of time. Listen, watch this statement. For you to be here now, your family goes back to the beginning of humanity. For you to be here right now, you go all the way back to the beginning of this thing. Okay? So you're not just an African American, you go back before that. All right. You're not just a slave, you go before that. And before that. All right. Just remember that, people. So read this again.
He also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite shall not come before him.
A hypocrite shall not come before the Most High. A hypocrite shall not stand before the Lord. It's not possible. The Most High is a righteous judge, and hypocrisy is annoying. All right, you see it when we try to deal in our reasoning sessions. As soon as we see hypocrisy and we try to address it, everything breaks down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got to point out the hypocrisy. The new thing now is that the Lord done taken your blessing and give it to the other nations. Go to 2nd Esdras 1 and verse 24. Now let's think for a second. You get Obadiah 1 and 18. You get Malachi 1 and 4. All right. Let's look at something real quick. You get the last verse of Zechariah. This is 2nd Esdras 1 and 24. The new scoff is that because Esdras said this, the Lord has prophesied that the promises was going to be taken from you and given to other people. There's problems with this school of thought. Yesterday we was talking to the guy that says he's Jesus.
Yeah. My goodness.
There's problems with his school of thought. Because the first thing he's teaching the people is don't respect the Bible.
Right.
Only I can teach it to you. That's the most convenient doctrine of all time.
Yeah.
The most convenient doctrine of all time is don't fact check me. Just listen. That's what slave master told you.
Right.
That's what got people drinking the Kool-Aid and dying
Right.
in these cults, man.
Yeah.
That's why people say don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2nd Esdras 1 and 24. What that say?
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 24. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah, wouldst not obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes.
See this? Now this is what people say. No precepts in here too, man. I'm still getting back to where I was at, but I got more motivation lately, man. Most I picked up my spirits. I'm gonna get in here. You see this? They showing up. Eventually, they're showing up in there. All right, little by little, man. If this verse is teaching that God turned his back on Israel and went to another nation so that they will obey him and keep his statutes, one thing has to be true. God turned away from Israel. If 2nd Esdras 1 and 24 means exactly what it says, the way it's said, then the Lord has turned away from Israel and chosen another people.
Right.
Now, us having read Bibles before, is that the case?
God forbid.
So what does this statement really mean? Read it again.
This is 2nd Esdras 1 and 24. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah, wouldst not obey me.
Now, Judah is who he's pointing at too. Judah, you would not obey me. You're my leaders, the ones I set up with the scepter.
Because that's who's with Ezra.
Right.
Y'all would not obey me. So what should I do? Read.
Right.
I will turn me to other nations.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn me to someone else. Go ahead.
And unto those will I give my name,
And unto them will I give my name,
that they may keep my statutes.
that they may keep my statutes.
That's the tone of it.
So it's like when your dad, you acting up and you being ungrateful, and you kicked your bike and threw it on the side of the house because you couldn't figure out how to ride it with two wheels, so you threw it down. And he said, now what should I do to you? See, I'm gonna take that bike and I'm gonna give it to that kid down the street.
Right.
He's gonna appreciate it. Is he really gonna do that?
No.
He said that to check you.
Right.
To whoa, don't take my bike from me. I've been ungrateful. Is that not what the Lord said in the verses prior to that? Look, read verse 18.
Verse 18. Saying,
17.
verse 17. Where are the benefits that I have done for you? When ye were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, did ye not cry unto me, saying, why hast thou brought us into the wilderness to kill us? It had been better for us to have served the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness.
And then what did the Lord do?
Then had I pity upon your mournings and gave you manna to eat. So ye did eat angel's bread.
See how the Lord is saying, yo, man, I did all this for you. You ungrateful. So now what I should do to you? I'm going to give my name to another people and they'll keep my statutes. Now, if that was prophetically speaking as fact, then Israel lost and another nation gets his name.
Right.
And they kept the laws.
Right.
This is a weak position. Jump down to verse 35.
Verse 35. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me, to whom I have showed no signs, yet they shall do what I have commanded them.
That's the nation of faith. Peter talked about
That's
that.
right.
In First Peter, he talked about a nation that's going to believe, having never seen no signs or wonders. Even the angels don't believe that. That's you.
That's literally
You ain't never seen nobody resurrected from the dead. You
Right.
never seen nobody with a withered hand fixed.
Right.
Never seen nobody. You never seen it, but you believe anyway, and you keep the commandments. Right.
right.
That's who this is talking about. Read on.
They have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them.
And we acknowledge our offense.
Right.
Right.
Even though Zechariah didn't stand in front of us and prophesy and throw ashes on his
Right.
head and cut us,
Right.
and the Lord showed a sign in heaven, and we like, oh no, we wrong. We didn't do that. Even still, we acknowledged our sins and changed, right?
Yes.
Read on.
God, I take to witness the grace of this people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say.
And what is he going to do to those people? Read.
And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that cometh from the east.
Now, the scoffers are going to tell you this is somebody other than the Israelites. Fine. Read on.
Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hosea,
Hosea,
Amos, and Micah,
Micah,
Joel,
mhm,
Obadiah,
Obadiah.
and Jonas,
Come on.
Nahum,
Uh-huh.
Habakkuk,
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah,
Haggai.
Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord.
Now, these people that are to come are going to be given these prophets for leaders. Who
Oh my
was
God.
these prophets sent to? Yo, wait, hold on. You tried to take this.
They try.
What it said in verse 24, you tried to take that and say that's a fact. The Most High turned from the nation of Israel and gave another people his name so that they may keep his statutes.
That brother did not want to answer
I
39
don't-
and
Did
40.
not at all.
He didn't deal with it not once.
If that is the case,
They never-
then those people have to get these prophets as leaders. But these prophets said things.
Right.
What did Obadiah say?
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
Now, how is Edom going to be getting these prophets? So that means I got to go to Esau and teach you going to die.
Right.
You have to.
Read the last verse of Zechariah.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 21. Yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts.
Come on, man.
And all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them, and seed therein. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts.
So these people that's getting Israel's promise got to be reminded that the Canaanite can't come in
You have to.
Right.
because Zechariah was given to them as a leader.
Yes.
Obadiah was given to them as a leader.
Yes.
They got to know that all Edomites got to be destroyed.
You gotta know.
So Canaan and Esau are not coming,
Nope.
but it's got to be another nation. Your doctrine is all nations. These prophets just told you all nations can't go.
Right.
Read Malachi 1 and 4.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we
Yo,
are impoverished,
This is the worst doctrine. Go ahead.
but we will return and build the desolate places.
Uh-huh.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness.
So you got to, all these new people that's getting our covenant got to know that Edom is the border of wickedness.
Yeah.
But you steady trying to save Esau.
Salakia. Wasn't Micah in that list?
I believe so, yes. I'm trying to find them too.
Micah said this. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 15.
I'm there with you.
According to the day of thy coming out of the land of Egypt will I show unto him marvelous things.
That's what I wanted. Go ahead.
The nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, their ears shall be deaf.
What the nation's going to do?
They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our God and shall fear because of thee.
So I got to teach all nations that they're going to be afraid of the Israelites, but the Lord turned away from the Israelites and gave the Israelite promise to all nations. But I got to teach all nations that y'all about to be afraid of it.
Right.
That doesn't work, guys.
Not at all. So I can,
Go ahead.
Joel was on that list too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Joel chapter 3 and verse 19.
Oh, this is bad. He would not cooperate with me when I tried to have this conversation with him. It was an Israelite brother trying to tell me all nations get saved because of verse 24. And I said, can we read the end of this? He demanded I read the entire chapter.
And you did.
And I did it for him just to get back to the end of the chapter. And then he started acting a buffoon. Then he tried to he wanted to exit the conversation.
Of course.
Because if I'm giving you these prophets for leaders, that means they said things that I gotta respect and follow. What did Joel say, man?
This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 19. Egypt shall be a desolation. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
Edom shall be what?
A desolate wilderness.
Go ahead.
For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land.
Go to Zephaniah. Hold on.
Yeah, you know I'm right here.
All right. Okay, what does Zephaniah say? Remember, these are the leaders
These are the leaders.
that was given to these people from the east that you trying to say are not Israelites.
Zephaniah was definitely in that.
You used Esdras to justify the heathen.
That's bad.
What is wrong with you? Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 12.
Come on.
Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Well, now Cush can't be in this list
Right.
because the leaders that was given to these people is telling you the Ethiopia is going to die.
Yep.
All the mixed multitude too.
What happened?
Yeah.
Can we get something out of Amos? Can we get Amos?
We gotta get Amos.
Can we get Amos? Give me Amos 1 and 8 or 1 and 11. You did paper thin.
Doctrine.
Yo,
You didn't think that through. Go ahead.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cut off the inhabitant from Ashdod.
Now hold on. Now the inhabitants of Ashdod can't come because whoever these people are, the prophets that was given to them for leaders, told you Ashdod is cut off. Read.
Him that holdeth the scepter from Ashkelon.
And they gotta go. Come on.
And I will turn mine hand against Ekron.
And they gotta go.
And the remnant of the Philistines shall perish.
And then the Philistines can't come.
Not even the Philistines.
Because Amos was given to the people that was supposed to be keeping the Lord's statutes, who you said was not Israel.
Right.
Amos was given to them as a leader. And Amos said, these people can't come. This don't work. Read on.
Saith the Lord God.
I love the Bible.
Thus
Read on.
saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus,
Ham.
and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Because they did what?
Because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remember not the brotherly
Now,
covenant.
wait a minute. Now, wait. All the people who disobeyed God are cut off, and a new people is coming in. And those people are given these guys for leaders.
Right.
And these guys are cutting people out.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Philistine and now God turned towards me somehow, what do I tell Amos? If I'm an Edomite, what do I tell Obadiah? Nah, the Lord, no, that's not going to happen.
That was before.
That's what they're doing today.
You didn't think this through.
No.
And I say, a hypocrite shall not stand before the Lord. These are hypocritical doctrines, man.
That's right.
You are trying to justify people as much as you can, right? But you're being a hypocrite about it. The same scriptures you're using to justify the heathen, condemn them.
we missed.
And Hosea's
Oh, we missed the prophet. You got Nahum.
Yeah.
What did Nahum say?
This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 18. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing for thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually?
So the Assyrians can't come.
Right.
This is problematic language. Go back to Second Esdras and just go right to the next verse, chapter 2, verse 1. Read that.
It's the book of Second Esdras.
Hosea is on that. We don't got to do it. All the prophets are prophesying in the name of Israel. So you have to confess to something called replacement theology.
Right.
So what you would have to say is the old Israelites before Ezra gave this prophecy are cut off.
Right.
And now the Lord is turning to new Israelites, but those new Israelites are anybody that is a part of the commonwealth of Israel. That's replacement theology. Now Esau becomes Israel because he joined Israel. Stop. That has to work in both directions.
Right.
That has to be omnidirectional. That means I could become an Edomite now.
Yeah.
Yeah, God forbid.
Hold on. You got to join Israel because that's convenient for you.
Right.
Well, I want to join Esau.
I want to be an Edomite in Esau's kingdom.
I want to be an Edomite in Esau's kingdom. Why I can't do that? Why am I still Israel? Why am I still Jake? Oh, the Lord is about to come carry away all the Israelites
Right.
in Jeremiah's day, even the ones that didn't do nothing.
Right.
Stop. I'm a Babylonian.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a Babylonian now.
Right.
No.
The
I
curse-
joined the Commonwealth of Babylon.
Curses don't pertain to me.
Yeah, the curses don't affect me.
Why is it fair for anyone to join us, but we can't go become? I thought we was Gentiles.
Right.
That's crazy.
Y'all didn't think that through.
No.
Second Esdras 2:1. Read.
God, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by my servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsel.
Now they're cut off, and now it's about new people. Read.
The mother that bare them saith unto them, Go your way, ye children, for I am a widow and forsaken. I brought you up with gladness, but with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you.
Yep, they're gone. The Israelites are over with. Everybody else is getting the promises. The Israelites, because of their failure, everybody else gets the promises. Is that what it said? Read.
For ye have sinned. For ye have sinned before the Lord your God. Ye have sinned before the Lord your God and done that thing that is evil before him.
Come on.
But what shall I now do unto you?
What is he still asking that for? I thought we cut off. He turned to another nation in chapter 1.
What can I
That's
do
what
with
they
you?
said.
That's parabolic speech. He's teaching you a lesson. You disobeyed me. Now what should be your punishment? What should I do to you? I'm gonna take my name and give it to another nation, and they'll keep my statutes.
How about that?
Surely they would have listened.
And Esdras is sitting there shaking in his boots. No,
Right.
not so, Lord.
Right.
Mhm.
But he got to be quiet and wait till he can speak,
Right.
because this is designed to strike fear into the heart of an Israelite. Because God forbid the Most High would do that. Has the Lord cast away his people?
God
God
forbid.
forbid.
But that's what he said he just did. So not understanding this has led you to take you to the worst. This is the worst prophet to go to if you
Yeah,
try to
that-
justify the
Ezra,
heathen. I'm going to show you. Keep reading.
Khan, I am a widow. It's like it, verse
5.
5. As for me, O Father, I call upon thee for a witness over the mother of these children,
Mhm.
which would not keep my covenant,
They didn't do it. Come on.
that thou bring them to confusion, and their mother to a spoil, that there may be no offspring of them.
So now no Israelites exist no more? Stop. If that means verbatim what is written right there, and it's taught as prophetic speech for something that's going to happen,
Right.
then the Israelites are done.
Yeah.
And they have no more offspring, and their line ceased.
Yep.
Is that true? Are there Israelites after Esdras?
Of
Khan.
course.
So this is the Lord warning us.
It has to be.
It gotta be, don't it?
Right.
Why can't we have the conversation like this? Why can't the other side that sees it the other way consider what I'm saying as logical? And if he has a counter, he can bring it. But first, consider what I'm saying. That makes sense, don't it, bro? Read on. Watch this.
Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen.
Let
them be scattered abroad among the heathen.
come on.
Let their names be put out of the earth.
Isn't that the council of the heathen
That's right.
in Psalms?
That's right.
That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance?
That's right.
Is that what happened?
That's in the curses.
Is that what happened?
That's
We
right.
were scattered amongst the heathen and
Yeah.
forgot our heritage.
Yep.
So is that what the Lord is talking about when he said, I'm going to give my name to another nation,
Khan.
one who hasn't heard of me?
Khan.
That's those children that was sent away.
That's right.
In the latter days, the word is going to come to them. And the Jews who always had the word, who became hypocrites, you're going to see me go to them. Not the heathen, because those prophets that was given for leaders, they got judgments for the heathens.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
This is an Israelite conversation for Israelites to read. These are Israelite records. Something y'all never think about. What heathen was going to get Ezra's prophecy?
Right.
After the Lord said this to him, what heathen was going to get Ezra's prophecy?
Right.
Where is Ezra running? You know, the prophet have to run to go tell the Girgashites this.
It's no record.
Never,
Yeah.
you never see that.
He told this to the Israelites
That's
and
right.
had them recorded.
That makes sense.
Keep reading. This is going to get worse.
For they have despised my covenant. Woe be unto thee Assur, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee.
I thought we were saving the other nations. Now
Right.
they getting judged again. Assyria's getting
Assyria's
cut
getting
again.
judged.
Go ahead.
O thou wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah.
Now, why are we bringing them up if everybody can come in this thing? Jump down to verse 16.
God, verse 16. And those that be dead will I raise up again from their place and bring them out of the graves.
Why?
For I have known my name in Israel.
I thought he was putting his name into another nation so that they may keep his statutes.
It's bad.
I'm just reading in a line.
Right.
Man.
You can't use, and that's a y'all learn this from vocab and Christian apologists
Oh, yeah, of course.
who reject second Esdras
Right.
and
He doesn't
first
even-
Esdras,
The dude who brought this don't even believe in second
but
Esdras.
trying to use this verse
Oh God.
out of context to cut us on your own Bible says the heathen is coming in. Not when I read this. Not when I read this.
This chapter is about Israel getting this glory at the end.
That's what
Right.
this is
Getting
about.
it back.
That this is about the angel telling Ezra, this is the worst thing that could happen. The Lord could turn his back on you.
Right.
And Ezra argues and pleads for us, saying, nah, man. Matter of fact, Ezra says something very controversial. Go to chapter 3 and read verse 32,
God.
31.
This book of Second Ezra chapter 3 and verse 31.
This is what Ezra says in rebuttal to these things the angel, Awariala, said to him in chapter 1 and 2. This is Ezra's rebuttal. And it's very interesting. Remember, because look, I'm going to beat him up with this. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob, thou Judah? Wouldest not obey me? I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my precepts. Okay.
right.
Okay. This scripture means that Most High is going to turn his back on Israel and give his promises to the all nations, other nations, so that they can keep his laws. Okay. What did Ezra say?
This is Second Ezra chapter 3 and verse 31. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion?
Are the people in Babylon better than the Israelites? Come on.
Or is there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel?
Is there any other? He just said they have never known me in chapter 1, right?
Right.
He said, I'm going to go to them, right?
Right.
That they may keep my precepts, right?
Right.
Read on.
Or what generation hath so believed thy covenants as Jacob?
But Jacob would not hear me, right?
Right.
Come on.
And yet their reward appeareth not,
Mm,
and their labor hath no fruit.
mm.
For I have gone here and there through the heathen,
Through the who?
through the heathen,
And
I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments.
but now wait, the Lord is gonna take the promises away from Israel and
Right.
give it to the heathen because they don't keep his commandments.
That makes no sense.
So,
Weird.
well, one could say, well, he hadn't showed them yet, but once he shows them, they're gonna be willing. Let's see. Read on.
Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel.
That's a great rebuttal. Thank you, Ezra.
He lawyered for us.
He came in.
He's Levi.
He came in clutch. I wouldn't have known to say that. Read on.
Con.
35.
Verse 35. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
So if anybody has ever kept your laws, Yahweh, it was us. So you telling me the Most High is going to turn his back on people and give it to the other nations, even though his people is the only people that ever kept his laws?
The only people that ever knew him.
Somebody didn't like
Yeah,
that.
they hated that.
Salaki.
Somebody didn't like that.
They raged.
That's cut.
Rage
Right.
quit.
Now, Second Ezra 6 and 54. Let's see
Oh, yeah.
something.
Wait,
Con.
Man.
before we
wait.
get to second 6, go to
Ultimate
5
cut.
and 27.
Second Ezra 5 and 27. Read.
The second Ezra 5 and 27, and it reads, and among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people, whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
So how many people did the Lord love?
One.
I thought in chapter 1 he was going to get him another nation. And here we are in chapter 6, and that conversation is over with. And now it's coming back to Israel.
Right.
6 and 54.
God. This book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
I thought he just finished saying that they're going to be a great people who are going to keep his laws.
Right.
If that's what that meant.
Right.
If that's how you're supposed to use that verse.
Right.
What did he say?
Thou hast said that they are nothing,
But be like unto what?
but be like unto spittle. It has likened them unto the abundance of them that drop a drop that falleth from the vessel.
Read it right.
It's like it. It has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So we always do this. If I have a big bucket and one little drop falls out, am I going to sit my bucket down and try to scoop up that drop to put it in my big bucket? Nope. I'm just going to keep moving.
Right.
They're nothing. It's nothing to me. Read on.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Now, wait a minute. I thought the purpose of second Esdras was to teach us that the Lord is going to leave us behind and turn to a new nation so that they could keep his laws. What is Ezra talking about then?
Right.
How we get here? Read on.
But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
So he's saying, yeah, I know we sin and fall short, but these heathens is ruling over us, making it hard.
Right.
How long is this going to go on, Yahweh? That's Ezra talking to the Most High, man. And the angel comes back and says to him, just keep reading. We in chapter 7, the very next verse, it becomes chapter 7. But something is really special about the book of second Esdras. Read on.
And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel, which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my God.
What do you call him?
My God.
So I guess that he's Awariala is also part of the Trinity.
So it's 4.
So it's 4 now.
Yes.
Because the Bible is recorded at him being called God.
Yeah.
Oh, and it got a capital G?
Yeah,
Capital G.
Yeah.
So I guess Awariala is the 4th part of the Godhead.
Yeah, that'd be.
So it's no,
It's
According to their logic.
According
It's
to
a
our
quadruple.
yeah, no longer
Quadrality,
Yeah,
Quadrality.
quadratic equation. The more we read the Bible, the more we realize y'all ain't never understand the Bible.
Right.
And your doctrines are trash. The more we read the Bible, it's like, that don't stand up against scrutiny, what you've been teaching. And Hebrew Israelite doctrine stands up against everything.
That's
Right.
a precept for Thomas calling Christ my God.
Yes, he does call him my Lord and my God.
Mm-hmm.
So that must mean he's God.
So Awariala got to be God.
So Awariala got to be
Gotta
God.
be the most I got.
Because Esdras said, my God, when he saw it. Speak on. No, God means power, a person in authority.
Right.
Moses was a God.
Yes, he was.
All right. Read on.
Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place.
No, jump down to chapter 8 and go to verse 55.
Verse 8.
After this happens, Ezra starts complaining and saying, why you going to kill all these Israelites? What you even make us for? We can't help ourselves, right? He's lawyering for us. But look what the angel says. Second Esdras 8 and 55.
Second Esdras 8 and 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. When
You read it too fast.
verse 55. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. You look for second Esdras 9.
No, I'm looking for something in the gospel. Nope, I found it. It's actually Isaiah. Second Esdras 8 and 55 said, ask no more questions about the multitude that perish. The water brother Abaya Judah,
Turn the water and I praise to the most
the
high.
water king. Now, if we're not asking any questions about the multitude that perish, some people gonna die.
Have to.
But y'all got a ministry of trying to save everybody.
Right.
But what did the angel of the Lord say?
And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish.
Don't even ask about that. Some people gonna die, bro. Focus on you keeping these commandments and living life.
Right.
I said life and death before you. Choose life. Easiest test ever of all time. Go to chapter 9, read verse 22.
Chapter 9, verse 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
You came to second Edris to try to save the other nations.
Horrible.
Right.
What is the angel's opinion on what is the angel's sentiment concerning those that are going to be destroyed outside of those who will be saved? Read.
Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
And let what?
And let my grape be kept,
And
my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
so the multitude can perish. They was born in vain.
Right.
But let my grape be kept. What does that mean? Who's the grape? Go to Isaiah 5 and 4. Who is that vine, that grape that the Lord cultivated?
Okay. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 4. What could have been done more to my vineyard?
Start at verse 3.
Verse 3. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard.
See, that's who's the Lord's vineyard. The Israelites. Come on.
What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done it? Slakia. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it?
What most could I do? I sprayed you with the water. I put you in the shade. I
Right.
turned your dirt
Got the
over.
good fertilizer.
I took the bugs off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, when I looked that I should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes.
It didn't bring the proper produce. Well, I did everything to make y'all great, and now I'm getting this corruption from you. But jump to verse 7, because this is the point. That grape that should be kept, who is that?
Verse 7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel,
And
and the men of Judah is pleasant plant.
now what we saying now? So when we read, let the multitude perish that was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor
Right.
have I made it perfect.
Right.
That's talking about the Israelites.
Right.
That I wish I could have got there.
That-
I wish the conversation could have evolved to getting there.
It doesn't do that.
No.
That's not the point of their conversation. The point of their conversation is to convince you of their doctrine, not to go into the Bible.
It's like he's ignoring everything that's being brought out.
Yeah.
This is what I be talking about. Look at this comment.
See, and
I'm not mad at you, bro. I don't get mad. I'm your neighborhood friendly Israelite, bro. Look, while I'm saying all this, he typed that.
Yeah.
Right.
Didn't matter.
He didn't let it land on him and go, if that's true, I need to search where that stopped being true and start my conversation from there. But they don't think like
No,
that.
he didn't even consider that.
We be accepting certain things.
it's not about reasoning.
We accept things, but then we know that the Bible goes on. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. I accept that. Then a brother showed me Amos. I go, oh, that makes sense. Now David makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just 2 chapters later.
Right.
Remember the Amalek.
Amalek and what he did
Right.
to thee.
Should have war with them forever.
Because we have the bird's eye view of the scripture. Sometimes y'all zero in on one verse and you hold it to your chest and hope that it's like an all protect rather than they want perks on that verse
They want perks on it.
instead of just saying, what does it say?
How we don't know what you believe and you just typed it right there.
God will give everyone an opportunity for salvation, whether if they are alive or dead.
You just told us what you believe.
Watch this question. Did Pharaoh have the opportunity for salvation?
That's a mighty
Did
question.
Pharaoh over Moses have the opportunity to get salvation? Did not Pharaoh say, let these people leave and get out and go?
Right.
Yeah.
Then what happened next?
Got hard in his heart.
Still killed him.
The Lord said, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to harden your heart and make you defy me so I can show my power.
Literally,
Yeah,
he
right.
did it.
So did Pharaoh have the chance for salvation? Tylus, please answer that. All right. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but when you type something like that while teaching is going on, you've made yourself an adversary to the instructor. Not like we fighting, but you've challenged my authority in the classroom. So what you're basically saying is the educator is lacking something. Okay. So I took your challenge. I didn't kick you out of class.
No.
Did we kick him out of class?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't kick you out of class. I just said, did Pharaoh have a chance? Now he says in the second resurrection, he would. what scripture says Pharaoh will have a chance in the second
You gotta
resurrection?
show
You
us
can't
that.
find it.
Paul disagrees with you.
Yeah, Paul.
What?
Romans 9, he don't agree with you.
And Esau don't get no second chance.
Right.
Hold on, go to Hebrews and show them having done no good or evil.
Bro, oh my God.
You mean Romans?
Romans,
Romans, yeah.
having done no good or
Romans
evil.
9.
It's like we're
I think Hebrews is that fornicator.
Yeah, that's Hebrews 12 and 16.
I got you. Romans 9.
we slicing butter with a hot
Which one?
knife
Verse
right now.
13?
Nah, I think it's 22.
22 on down. 21 on down, really.
But when he mentions
We
Pharaoh
can,
17, verse 17.
Yeah, he does mention Pharaoh 17.
Read verse 17 for
Con.
Pharaoh.
Con. It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, and
Well,
verse.
I wanted you to start in 13
Yeah.
because
Con.
it's very important to understand this.
Con.
Having done no good or evil, so that the purpose of election might stand.
This whole chapter is a cut.
Yeah.
This is the book of Romans,
Read verse 11.
chapter 9 and verse 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
So before they was even born, the judgment was made. Read
Right.
verse 12.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger,
Why?
as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Now, Esau did not. Where was Esau's chance for salvation?
Never
It's
seen
never
it.
there.
Never seen it.
He was
If everyone has a chance, living or dead,
right.
where was Esau's chance?
It's not there.
This is what I'm saying. Hebrew Israelite doctrine is solid, it's complete. Christian doctrine is incomplete, it's paper thin. You poke with you take your pinky finger, you could poke through it like a paper bag.
It's emotional.
You could poke through it like, you said what? And that's also why they don't take positions.
I found Esau's second chance.
Let me see it.
This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
He sought repentance carefully. He worked for it. He
Wow.
did all the right things. He wept
Right.
and cried for it. He said the right thing to his father,
Right.
but he was still rejected.
Yeah.
Where was Esau's? Why he stopped typing?
He probably left.
He probably left.
Yeah, he,
Once the scripture came out.
What I'm saying is, in these last days, y'all gonna find out that what we teaching is very solid, is very reasonable. All right, it is plain upon tables. We don't have to add. All right, brothers do have doctrines in this truth that you might not necessarily see that is written, and we understand some things they say. But us as SOT, if we can't read it, we don't say that. So we in a really strong position when we teach because we can read. Sometimes when y'all make a point, y'all use a scripture that doesn't say what you said. You want me to look at the scripture a certain way to see what you're saying. But when we teach, what we say, we could take you to a verse that says that.
right. Literally says it.
Do you understand? And that's the way we go forward with the education. All right. And somebody just came to try to save the other nations with an idea, and the Bible said no.
Right.
Let every man be a liar. Let God be true.
Right.
And there's safety in that.
He didn't even bring a scripture.
No, he just said it.
You can't use your emotions to teach doctrine.
And that's hypocritical. You know why it's hypocritical? Because no one is working that hard to save you.
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody is bending the rules to justify you, black man, woman, and child, native Hispanic man, woman, and child. Nobody's looking at the law and saying, nah, you can't do these people like that because all men are created equal. We can't do. No one's doing that.
They actually condemn you if you do the opposite. As you can see, multiple celebrities who are finding out the truth are being condemned and either are being made to apologize or they're being blackballed.
You know,
Which is proving his point.
Right.
His point was, I'm going to speak just because of certain people don't like what I say, then your career is over. Wait, it's not like that. That's anti-Semitic to say that. Well, I just did it, and now look.
now you've done.
I lost everything.
You proved my point.
They didn't say, well, let's talk to Kanye. And, well, he has every right to be a Jew as much as they didn't do that. They said, no, you you spoke and said things we don't like, and we're going to punish you to the fullest extent of our power.
Right.
And that was the point of his message. But remember, the message is not what you said to get here, Kanye.
Right.
All right. The statement is what you're going to do now.
Right.
All right. Hebrew Israelites been there. They put us on Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yeah.
We didn't even do nothing but read scriptures. That I think our last video ends like that. All we did was read the Bible. How we end up as terrorists? We just read scriptures.
We got government PowerPoints about us.
Deep facts.
Like, bro, these are dudes that just know the scriptures. You're public enemy number one because you understand the Bible. That will take you back to slavery's time when they said, "Don't read that or we'll kill you."
It's lucky.
Because you would have become like this much sooner.
Yep.
Right.
If you would have been able to handle the Bible with as much freedom as you can now. They were not satisfied until you had no desire to be a holy people, to be a nation. When you were just satisfied with being a servant in America, then they took the chains off of you and set you free. They didn't do it while you had Nat Turners walking around you.
Right.
They had to send Marcus Garvey away.
Right.
All of your leaders. But now that you have a desire to be a nation, now they're trying to do it another way. They're trying to corporately execute you. You see what I'm saying? And the Bible has a lot of statements. Esau, you're a murderer.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove it to you. Go to the book of Ecclesiastes.
Bring it up.
Go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiasticus. Go to 34 and 22. Ecclesiasticus 34 and 22. Okay. When you do this, when you try to assassinate someone corporately by attacking their livelihood, not his intellect. You didn't attack Kanye's intellect. You didn't attack the Israelites' intellect. You watch this. Y'all never attacked Farrakhan's intellect. You used to do that. You said our leaders were uneducated. You tried it with us. We was jail. We learned this in jail. I never been. What are you talking about? I'm saying I'm a scholar like you. I use all the same resources you use, and I study as much as you do. I learn the languages you learn. I eat what you eat. Ain't that what Shannon Cannon said?
Right.
When he was talking to Klitschko? He sat down with him and sat at his table. He said, "I eat what you eat, champ. Fight me, champ."
Yeah.
That's kind of the energy we had, right? What are we doing? So now you said, well, because Kanye decided to call himself a nationality instead of a color, and because he decided to criticize a group of people who use unscrupulous business practices going all the way back to slavery, instead of attacking his intellect and saying, I'm going to show him how that's not true, he attacked our people, I'm going to attack his people, because y'all do that. Instead of doing that, you attacked his pockets. You tried to steal his wages. So that makes you a murderer. Read the Bible.
God. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 34. Where do you want me to start?
22.
22. Verse 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
Did the Bible say what I just said?
Yes.
God.
See how I didn't have to. If you look at the scripture this way, it means that. But you got to be spiritual, brother.
Yeah.
You know, we're not playing those games.
No.
The scripture said exactly what I said. Read it again.
God. This is verse 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
Come on.
He that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshed.
You ending Kanye's contracts when he committed no crime, assaulted no one.
That's heavy.
He claimed his own nationality and spoke about his life about a group of people who wrote him raw deals. And you cut affiliation with him in order to stop his money. You're a murderer. Now you're trying to take the man's children away. I guess Mel Gibson children should have been taken away from him.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess Joe Biden's children should have been taken away from him.
Yep.
You should play that clip.
I guess Hillary Clinton's children should have been taken away from her
Yep.
because she said black men are super predators.
Yep.
That's a white woman having an opinion on a group of people via nationality
Absolutely.
and grouping them all together and saying how she felt about them as per society. Wait. When she said black men are super predators, that's her opinion on a race of people and their behavior.
Right.
Kanye said this group of people writes wicked business contracts, and when you speak against them, they silence you by cutting off your money. That's Kanye having an opinion on a group of people in a social aspect.
It's the same thing.
Right.
It's literally the same exact thing.
So if Kanye's children should be taken away, then Hillary Clinton should not have been able to raise her daughter. Right?
That would have been fair.
George Lopez went on stage and went at black people. And I think he's a Spaniard. He went at black people. George Lopez, the comedian. He went on a racist tirade. Should George Lopez's children have been taken away from him? Kramer from Seinfeld went on a racist tirade using the N-word and saying black people, men should be hung while on stage.
Yeah, he literally said that.
Wow.
Should his children have been taken away from him?
Joe Rogan.
You're hypocrites. Read that again. Job 13 said, that's why we know, Esau, the Most High not dealing with you. That's why we know there's no purpose for you to be around. When the kingdom comes, there's no purpose for you. Edom.
Can we get Brett Favre's kids taken away from him from stealing from the poorest black people in the United States?
Right.
And that's illegal. It ain't illegal what Kanye did. Kanye just went on an interview and gave his opinion.
Yeah.
He didn't bully anybody either. He didn't put nobody's no. He didn't dox anybody, put their number out.
No.
He didn't do anything like that.
Wait, what happened to free speech? I don't want.
No, that doesn't exist.
Not for us.
Read.
So they're hypocrites.
They're hypocrites.
It's the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 16. He also shall be my salvation, for an hypocrite shall not come before him.
So for us to get salvation, the hypocrites have to go away. So Esau, you can't be there.
No.
You're a hypocrite, man. Y'all are hypocrites. Y'all are professional hypocrites on purpose. It's so we are at a certain level, Esau, where we laugh at racism. We have conversations about how easy it is to be racist towards black people.
Right.
It's mad easy.
Yeah.
It made it very
We broke the fourth wall, they call it,
Mhm.
where you're not in the show anymore. You're watching the show,
Right.
but you're on the show.
Right.
That's us. We broke the fourth wall. We be noticing like, ooh, if I was white, I would say this right now, and there's nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do.
It's a real
If I was white, I could say this right now. You can't do anything,
right.
right? That's what Kanye did when he said, "I have Jewish friends."
That's right.
Yes, he
He
did.
literally
Look, I bet y'all heard this one before. I got Jewish friends. My best friend is Jewish.
Why was that considered anti-Semitic for him to say it? Y'all say that all the time. You a hypocrite.
right.
Ah, my best friend's black. I got a black best friend.
So what you did was Adidas.
I love Obama.
What you did, Adidas, was yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah. I voted for Obama.
Obama.
What you did, Adidas, is you said we don't need Kanye's name, but the designs belong to us.
Right.
Right.
I'm an artist. What you did was you said we didn't come up with this, but we're gonna claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute.
That's what
That's
Esau
that.
do.
That's that.
You're appropriating lands and naming it after yourself.
Yeah.
He reveals himself.
Right.
Adidas, come on, son. The only reason people was wearing your clothes was the 3-stripe tech suit and Kanye.
Yeah.
And nothing else we wanted.
And
Kanye
nobody-
brought you Pusha T. Pusha T got his own sneaker. Hey, Pharrell was doing deals with you, Adidas. Now, this is the moment.
Ain't nobody rocking no shell toes no more.
This is the moment. If Pharrell says, my human-made NMD sneaker, I don't want any more of those. Y'all got rid of Kanye? Well, then you might as well got rid of me.
Right.
Pusha T says, well, the Oswegos, I made my bread. I'm rich. And Kanye's my man. So if I need anything, he's there. I don't want this contract.
Right.
I'm going to go with Kanye's new shoe.
Right.
That's the test. The statement wasn't what was said that got us here. It's
Right.
what y'all do now.
Damn, that'd be beautiful.
That would be amazing, man.
What?
It's what y'all do now. If y'all really do make your stores on Young Thug's land and make a digital map NFT to show you how to get there.
Right.
Man.
That's an idea for free.
Yo,
Yeah.
Now you sell the NFT that you make money off every time it's resold, and it's got novelty factor, so it has a use case. How's this darky talking like that?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I remember they said that to you at the team.
What are you talking about?
At photos when y'all was talking to them, that group of white dudes about stocks and
and they was
They
confounded. They
couldn't
was like,
believe that.
he couldn't believe. He
Malachi.
couldn't
That's
believe.
like-
We were talking about foreign. He couldn't believe
it's
it.
like, you know about
that.
It's just foreign exchange. But we knew about it, and they were just looking at us. Who's learned you that, boy?
Mhm.
They get mad, right? But they hide it.
And how are you better at it than me?
You know. Wait, I'm white.
Yeah.
Right? They remember.
That's their perk.
They
That's
remember.
their perk.
They remember. Like that's their power.
Wait, why am I mad?
I'm white. That's why we call you two-time losers.
Right.
Because if you're in this kingdom and you're an Edomite and you losing, come on, bro.
Trash.
Are you kidding me, man? Come on, bro.
I love that
You could
shit.
walk into a job improperly dressed, but if you talk the talk, they're hiring you, bro.
Right.
And you get extra credit for what you might know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Come on, guys.
You automatically have experience being white.
Hey man,
It's
I'm white.
crazy.
Can I get the job?
What?
Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, look at me.
Come on. And what we're saying to you is,
It's anti-Semitic.
how?
Right.
We're not even talking about that group. We're just talking about Esau in general. Wait, are y'all admitting to be Edomites? Oh, I guess it's not about you then. Y'all, hey, look, man.
It's too easy.
It's too easy, man.
They want to kill us.
Ooh, that last thing I said was
They wanna
that
kill us
that wasn't
so
funny.
bad.
They didn't like that.
They want to kill us so
The
bad.
boy thinks
real
it's
bad.
funny. See, but our life hangeth in doubt, and we've
Right.
actually become accustomed to it. And to us, it's just a punchline to a joke, because living in America is a joke. The games that y'all played with our fathers was a joke. Hosing our people down with high pressure hoses and sicking dogs on them because they just wanted you to be nice to them. If you think about the civil rights movement, our people went to restaurants and sat down, and you attacked them. None of that is in our school history. None of the people that were a part of those attacks, their names are not doxed.
Nope.
We don't know none of them. The family names of the people who was there blowing smoke in the women's faces and breaking glass bottles over the men's heads. None of those family names have been doxed. But you got us, Southern Poverty Law Center. But everybody in that restaurant that day, those weren't terrorists. Those weren't domestic terrorists.
Right.
You're a hypocrite. And hypocrites are everywhere. So Israel, we can't be hypocritical. All right. You can't be lukewarm in this Israelite thing. All right. It's time to teach, right? Brothers, you can't be a hypocrite. You can't claim to know the truth, but you're going to reserve your special sin as I get to do that. You're going to die. Sisters, you can't claim to know the truth, dress the truth, and talk the truth, write the truth all over social media. I don't know. What do the sisters do, man? Talk about it all the time. Sisters don't have the same role as us.
Put the Proverbs 31 in their
Yeah.
bio.
Put the proper, like we're set up to be the teachers. The sisters have a different role, right? But you can't even play your role, and you want to say, I reserve the right to act like this when I get ready. But I'm an Israelite, though. The Most High is not dealing with that. All of that is lukewarm, and you're a hypocrite. Thank you, Big Mai. Why am I calling you a hypocrite? Is because our greatest opponent is a hypocrite, and we're not supposed to envy him and choose any of his ways. And his biggest way is being a hypocrite.
Right.
That's why I'm subject to the same laws of the camp. I don't get to tell brothers I get to do that because I'm Yahweh all. That's why I have to be on my Friday class on time. I can't not do that and then complain why you're not on time. That's why I have to go to camp at Woodruff Park. I hate it here. Otherwise, it's not fair that I write in the chat, soldiers, nobody's here. It's 3:00. I can't do that if I don't go to camp, right?
Right.
See what I'm saying? We can't be hypocrites. Yahushua said, if you lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. It's lukewarm water. Neither is it refreshing or comforting. It's just blah. It's tepid.
It's like,
I don't want this.
It's like spittle.
Yeah, I don't want this. It's been room temperature. It has no flavor now. right? That's you if you remain in a hypocritical state of mind.
Right.
Be what you represent. If you're an Israelite, be it. Stop making justifications for your special sin. Okay? I can't teach a doctrine of reconciliation and grace if I'm not willing to forgive no damn body. If I want to hold grudges forever. And I can't talk to men. These are men who follow me. These ain't little boys. I can't tell men who join forces with this organization to be a man if I'm not willing to be one, right? So when I'm wrong, I got to admit it, all right? And when I'm supposed to show up, I got to be there, okay? So that's what we teaching, accountability, and the opposite of hypocrisy is accountability, all right? So Esau has never taken accountability for what he's done in history.
No.
How can you accept an award for that doing something to fix the environment when you the reason the environment is like that? There's no award. You should win.
Right.
You did your reasonable service. You don't get no award for that, right? You're unprofitable, right? Esau, how you going to teach us to follow your way of studying the Bible and you don't believe in the principles?
Right.
You don't love us as your neighbor, bro?
Right.
You don't forgive us 70 times 7?
Nope.
I just watched a clip. I think Yaquab sent it to me. A police officer was holding the dude by his belt and told him to back up. And the dude said, how am I gonna back? First of all, this is what the dude was saying to the cops. None of this matters. And the cop said, what you mean by that? He said, none of this matters. What you say doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If my rights don't matter, nothing you say matters. It doesn't matter. All that authority is meaningless. He's trying to check the cop. The cop said, hey, back up. But he was holding him by his belt. So the dude goes, how am I back up and you're holding my belt? And the cop says, we're not doing this. Hypocrite. And slams him to the ground. And a cop from behind stomps his head and says, you're done. Now, wait. You stomped my head while I was in your custody, right? You told me to back up while you're holding my belt, but your job is to protect and serve. Hypocrite. And the Lord prescribed, thank you, News Now Atlanta, thank you. And the Lord prescribed something for a hypocrite, right? Let me get it. You get it. Give me Isaiah 10:6. See, where you at and where you serving right now is a hypocritical system, circumstance, and nation. What did the Lord say? Isaiah chapter 10.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 6.
Look what he said.
I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge.
Now, this is talking about the one who comes to bring judgment. He's going to be sent against the hypocritical nation. What nation is more hypocritical than the United States?
Right.
The land of the free. Hypocrite. You got slaves while you said that.
Right.
You want me to start from verse 1?
The home of the brave. Hypocrite. Y'all are some cowards.
Yes.
Straight cowards.
Straight cowards.
Y'all are some cowards.
You're a coward when you shoot a 13-year-old boy that's
Back of
playing
the head.
with a water gun.
Behind the gate.
Behind
He's
the
not
gate.
in the street. He's in a yard
Right.
by himself. Who's he going to shoot? You shot him through the gate. Hypocrite. Hypocrites. Read on. Read it again. You got to read it smooth.
Verse 6. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge.
Now, the people of God's wrath are the hypocrites, the nation of hypocrites. In these last days, who is the most hypocritical nation of them all? Edom.
The same nation that has a governor that's trying to teach that it's not good that the way history is taught, American history is taught.
In Florida, right?
First of all, why is it called critical race theory instead of just history? Why?
Theory, because it's a theory now.
Why is it called critical race theory instead of history? It's a fact that slavery existed in America.
Right.
It's a fact you could be bought and sold like cattle.
Yeah.
It's a fact that families were divided, which caused brothers to marry their own sisters when they meet each other again. It's a fact
Right.
that your last name comes from your slave master,
Yep.
unless you've legally changed it.
That's a fact.
How's that a theory?
Because the theory is whether or not that event that truly did happen in history was inhumane or not.
Wow.
But the Holocaust will forever be inhumane.
Now, in the Holocaust, and I'm only going to speak from what I know, people were placed in concentration camps, but the Holocaust wasn't just those people either.
It was.
Black people were a part of that.
They definitely were.
Watch this. If you was a Jehovah's Witness during that time and you identified with that religion and that religious material was found in your home, you were also put in the training, the camp,
If you
concentration camp.
had a mental retardation as well.
So now, wait now, that's history.
Right.
And we can never forget that.
Right.
It is history that my greatest patriarch in my family, when his slave master died, the wife refused to let him go and forced him to be with her. And because the people of the town would not suffer that, they lived in the woods and she sired many of his children. He was not allowed to go. She kept him. That's in my family's history. So my greatest patriarch, the oldest member of my family that's on record, was forced to lay with some Edomite woman or die.
Man.
She wanted children because that's what she wanted. Now, that wasn't his choice. And I know you would like to paint that as they were in love, but that's not real.
No, not real.
Okay? In slavery, they would take a man and use him to stud women.
Yeah.
Men with moral inhibition was not as useful as ones without. So they began to raise up men with childlike minds.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they wouldn't let him advance to a certain level of thinking and kept him in the mind of a child so that he would be useful for studying women. And they would bring him 12 and 13 and 14-year-old girls. That's history.
Yep.
Like how you breed puppies, they did that with our people.
It's called a breeding yard.
Okay. All right, the water sis. So now, if I can't go into school and teach that people did that and give their names, that's hypocritical.
Right.
That's hypocritical.
They're locking up 90-year-olds.
It's hypocritical.
Look what he said.
Go ahead.
He said, where is it? They need to address it. History needs to be taught accurately. It needs to be taught in a fact-based way, not an ideological-based way. If we have to play whack-a-mole all over the state, stopping this critical race theory, we will do it.
So now, I can't teach you why there wasn't a Emancipation Proclamation.
Right.
I can't teach you why we needed to abolish Jim Crow, because I would have to talk about what that was.
Right.
I'd have to talk about slavery, and I have to talk about there was a law that said a black person could not walk on the same side of the street as a white person. That was a law in America.
Nor could they be in groups. But you have the right to assembly in your Constitution.
You have a sundown town.
Still,
A sundown town says blacks cannot be outside after a certain time because it ain't safe for the whites. I didn't make that up, but why can't I talk about it? Right? So now you got Elon Musk just bought Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk bought Twitter because he said, I could see this platform becoming owned either by the right wing or the left wing completely, and only their views would go forward on the world's largest town hub.
Mm-hmm.
So he bought it and saying, I want to make it so that everyone can state how they feel, because how they feel is how they feel. And it shouldn't be biased, right?
Mm-hmm.
that can get wild, because now that's gonna go with Twitter. Trump is building popularity for his social media that allows people to have free speech and do what they want. And it's a possibility that Kanye may be purchasing a social media called Palmer.
Yeah, but he wants the right-wing one.
This is race war.
See, Kanye, one thing is the Lord told us this in Deuteronomy. He said, don't set up a king over you that is not of your brethren. So Kanye, I understand he wants to be president, but he's also endorsing ideas and people who are still not his tribe, right? One thing we as Black people and Hispanics and Native Americans have to understand is nobody from the other nations is going to make your comfort the purpose of their life. What I mean by that, there is no Edomite sitting down at the dinner table going, Black people just ain't comfortable in this country, man. I'm going to figure out how to make it better for them, man. Their schools are not what they need.
Why are they killing each other, man? We gotta stop this.
No one's doing that.
Never.
You have to do that for yourself, okay? You have to say, I'm going to be a leader of my own community. I was in a room the other day about, is the Black man undervalued? Okay. And when I got the chance to speak, I said, brother, you are not undervalued. You're just seeking the wrong validation. Be a hero. Instead of trying to, because they was all crying in there about women and using all those blog talking points from, you know, these men's blogs that try to analyze the mind, red pill. They try to analyze the mind of women, men going their own way. And they was like, here's my chance to be a part of history and say something too to that effect. When I got the mic, I didn't say that. I said, you brothers are looking for these women that you want to validate you. And if they don't, you feel robbed of something. Instead of chasing these women, be a hero. This is what I said. Be a hero. Become a community leader. It was quiet, crickets. I said, our civil rights leaders are entertainers and athletes. When you could be that, and the people could rally behind you, and trust me, the notoriety and attention that you want, if you become a competent leader, you're going to get it. And you're going to help your people.
Right.
And as soon as I finished saying that, somebody came back on, bro, so I got to become Martin Luther King to get a woman? I said,
The vision is not on the right thing.
Yo, when there is no vision,
there is no
I'm so
vision.
disappointed. I thought you was gonna say something good.
you know, it's like it stabbed me. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an eclipse.
Yeah, it's an eclipse. Yeah. See, like, be a hero, bro. Go and make your community compete in the world stage. My neighborhood, everybody that's under the power of the sound of my voice, my name is Mr. Banya Howard, and my job is to make sure we have the best, the cleanest neighborhood in the city.
Right.
So these 8 city blocks that I'm over, right? I want to be councilman or whatever. You got to deal with some level of politics, right? Herod was in politics, and Christ spoke to them.
Right.
Agrippa was in politics. Paul spoke to him. Not Herod, Pontius Pilate. Agrippa was in politics. Paul spoke to him. All right.
Right.
You got to deal with some level of politics. The Bible says we will go.
This is an allegory that didn't exist.
Oh my God. We got to go. They don't know what you're talking about. There's brothers that are teaching that the whole Bible is an allegory. Christ never existed. None of that ever happened. And you got to go to a certain guy and he can explain it to you.
Yeah.
But you don't need a Bible.
No.
Just let him tell you what the Bible say.
Right.
You believe it.
You could believe that if you want. Believe not every tale. But look, you need to go. The Bible says we're going to go through the gates of the nobles and shake the hand. So we're going to have to deal with some level of aristocracy, right? Why not do that? Your Hebrew Israelites are community organizers and leaders. Sons of Thunder is a organized group with like-minded brothers who want the betterment and for the nation to excel. But we just one group, right? In my neighborhood, people take shopping carts from the supermarket and ride it down the hill and then throw it in the grass. So I have 2 choices. I could say, that's not my problem. Or I could say, I don't want to live like this. So I go and get the shopping cart and walk 600 yards uphill to bring it back to the supermarket. And I came back the next day and there was 2 shopping carts. So my own people was like, yo, I ain't going to put the middle finger. They're like, F you. They don't even know why they was mad that I did that.
No.
It was just the idea of, who do you you think you are?
Yeah.
So I'll bring 2 of them down here. Mister, you want to be Mr. Clean? Okay, cleaner guy. You know how our people are. They just call you what you are.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Clean.
I mean,
This nigga want to read books.
Oh, he want to read books.
Nigga, I got you trying to be somebody.
That was Satan's test. And you know what I did? I took both them shopping carts and put them together. I picked up the bottle of Himador that was on the grass. I picked up the McDonald's bag and put it in the carts. And I walked both carts up the hill and put them back. And it's been a few days since I've seen them carts again. But I want something better for my people. When you come to my neighborhood, I don't want you to see shopping carts and liquor bottles in the grass. Right? That got to be all of us. We got to want something better for our nation. Esau was not going to come, see the shopping cart. That doesn't belong. This is my city.
No.
He's not going to do that in your neighborhood.
No.
He said, I don't give a damn about you.
It's your job to sweep up in front of the houses and between the buildings because nobody's going to do it.
Right.
It's our job to clean up and wash our people's minds because no one is going to do it.
Right.
You understand? That's why Christ was such a revolutionary, because he spoke openly before the world.
That's right.
And tried to clean up the nation. That's what we have to do. All right. We have to stop looking for a nation that cannot save us and stop hoping that somebody else is going to take the reins and lead us out of this depressed circumstance. We got to do it.
Okay.
And you get the training right here.
that's right.
That's where you get the training on how to clean up your nation. All right. Everybody understand? Your brothers want to say something?
Yo,
Anything?
Esau is the damn devil, man.
That's right.
All right. Fair enough. I agree.
And he's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yo,
you have Howard Stern is against Kanye, but he was doing blackface, throwing the N-word for years.
Right.
Hypocrite.
Right.
Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan.
you racist. Hypocrite.
He went to a movie theater that was full of black people, and he made it. His punchline was, "I was on Planet of the Apes."
Wow.
How come he's not? How come his children aren't in question?
Right.
Everybody probably laughed at that. How the hell this one people just take up they're the only Semitics?
Come on now.
How? Like
Because they
just-
redefine the word. Anti-Semitic does not mean anti-Shemitic people. It just means I am against this one group of people. They've claimed the meaning of the word. Okay.
And they say that they oppress all nations.
So what we're gonna do in these last days is we're gonna be. It sounds like the more you know after school special. We're gonna be leaders, man.
Right.
All right. I want to see Hebrew Israelite camps on every corner. That'll clean up your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
5 points fights us. If we wasn't at 5 points, that place.
Can't even imagine.
If every Saturday we didn't show up to spray raid on all the idolatry and all the wickedness and drug abuse and homosexuality and prostitution, if we didn't spray raid on that every Saturday, 5 points would be finished, bro.
They would be devouring each other.
Somebody just got killed out there. It would be
Yep.
it would be unbelievable out there, man.
Can't imagine.
That place wants to be wicked so bad. There's 4 Israelite camps at the same time outside. No, 6.
6.
Yeah.
Because if you go down, there's 2 more.
Yeah.
Right?
God.
It takes all of that spiritual energy to combat the wickedness that's trying to take that place,
Yeah.
right?
It's a portal.
So what do you think your neighborhood is? What you think your block is?
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry, man, but nobody's gonna save the Israelites except themselves, as far as in Esau's kingdom. And then when the Most High returns, He's gonna put us on a whole new level.
That's
All
right.
So that's it on my lesson. I hope that was edifying. I hope y'all enjoyed the talk. If there's any questions, I'll take them now, and the brothers will do our best to answer them.
You want to do the queue? No.
Do we have any calls on? Do we have any questions on the call?
Salaki, I have a question.
All right, hold on real
We're
quick.
gonna make a question and answer queue. You're gonna have to press *6 to get in the queue. You ready? Go.
Q&A session has started.
Press *6 to join the queue. Are you mod?
Yeah. And for the people on the YouTube, just throw your questions in the chat once we get through the queue. On the phone, because the phone has priority, then we'll get to the YouTube. Most High willing.
Brother says, do we have a camp in North Carolina? Of course. We got mighty brothers out there.
Greensboro.
In Greensboro. Make sure you subscribe to the Sons of Thunder North Carolina page to see where they teach. Bring them on.
All right. So first caller, 803-686. Shalom.
Oh, my question is, I want to know, like, how do I know if the Most High is still dealing with me or not? Because, like, everywhere I go, like, even outside to the mall, other towns, like, surrounding towns near me, like, I'm the only Israelite that believes that he's an Israelite. And it's so hard to keep the commandments when I got so much negativity and temptation around me. Like, it's like, I know when I get off this phone call, or like a few hours later, I'm going to end up running into some more temptation. It's hard to keep the commandments and not sin. So I want to know how do I know if the Most High is still dealing with me? Because you gave me so much knowledge and understanding, I don't want to get destroyed with it.
How do you know that the Lord is still dealing with you?
Yeah.
So that's really what your question is. How do I know that the Lord is still dealing with me? He's still dealing with you.
I mean, yes.
Go ahead.
I say that, yes. I hope that's not a stupid question, but
I didn't say that.
I say that because, like,
I don't think it's a stupid question. Go ahead.
I say that because, like I really want to keep the commandments to the best of my ability. I really do, but it's so hard to do it because I'm not fortunate and blessed with an Israelite teacher like yourself. And I only learned from the videos that you guys have been doing over the years. And I got so much knowledge and understanding from you and Naquam and other teachers, but it's so hard for me to still keep the commandments. And I want to know, am I just part of the 2/3, or like, is the Most High even dealing with me? Like, why it's so hard for me to keep these commandments?
Right.
And teach my cousins and stuff around me.
Right. So now I'm gonna rebuke you. Go to 1 John. You said they was hard to keep. That's step one. Remove that from your vocabulary. Never say that again. Never say the commandments are hard to keep. Never say it's hard to keep. You said that. The Lord told you to say this. 5. Read. First John 5.
This is
the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. We'll start at verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments.
And
for this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Now, you don't love God unless keeping the commandments is a joy. Now, what's happening to you is you're by yourself. New moon ain't the joy that it's supposed to be. Sabbath ain't the joy that it's supposed to be. These brothers come, I got 4 brothers here, come keep Sabbath with me, keep me company. When we have new moon, there's 40 of us in there. When we have a major feast day, there's 100 and some odd in there. Right? When we go to camp, there's 20, 30 of us out there. Then after camp, we socialize with like-minded brothers and sisters and stay in the spirit.
That's right.
That makes things easier, and we could take that for granted because look at this brother. He by himself. All he's surrounded by is people that ain't trying to do this. So step one is don't say it's hard to do what's right. Say it's not grievous at all. Step 2, either you could join the camp, we'll teach you the scriptures, and then you could elevate to where you could go and teach in your city and build your Israelite family out there and make that your mission. Or you could come to around brothers that do the work. You don't have to come to Sons of Thunder. Wherever you live, I guarantee you, his brothers teaching the scriptures out there. When I first started learning, the first camp I ever went to was GMS Atlanta. I was there in the back with shades on, looking shy. Like I was too cool for people to know I was into this truth. And them brothers was spitting fire. Yaradan was the leader. I was amazed that anybody can know that many precepts off the top of the dome. And then that was on Saturday. And then Thursday came, I was on the call with Priest Zabak and HOI, trying to use them precepts. He calling me out. Who you been watching? Y'all were all. You been watching them boys You been watching them boys down there at the martyr? I said, yeah. How you know that? I know I know them scriptures. I taught them scriptures, right? That graduate to me. I joined a camp, and now I'm reading for pre-Sabbath. Because I was by myself in this truth in the beginning, only in my basement, watching videos all day, accumulating knowledge.
Right.
So step one is get out of that mind state. This is a joy. You don't, it's not hard to keep the commandments. You get to keep the commandments.
Right.
Because Psalms 147:19. Say it like this: I get to keep the commandments of God. I get to, that's right. I get to look for a body to be a part of. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 19.
What it say?
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Ain't no other nation got them laws and had the chance to even keep them. You get to do that, Israelite man. So this is a joy now. It's special. You a special people, and you get a special privilege to get to receive the law. And should you elevate to be able to disseminate and teach the law,
Right.
this is a great blessing on your life, brother. So it's all in your attitude, man. So what, go ahead.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
So if a brother go off, it's his own fault. You can't say it's because I ain't had that many people. See, it would have been easier if I'd have been able to get with the camp, but I'm by myself. So that's why I'm going off.
The Most High is not going to allow that to be an excuse.
No, it's your fault. So what I'm saying is, the commandments ain't grievous. Enjoy what's happening in your life. The Most High picked you out of everybody around.
Right.
Picked you out of everybody around and said, I'm going to show this to you. So you blessed, Doc. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You got to keep enduring. You got to be strong in the spirit. Let me get this real quick.
And watch our video from last week, Doc.
God.
Don't give up. You're almost there.
Yeah.
Watch that video.
Kai, this is becoming one of my favorites. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 35.
Go ahead.
It says, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Yahushua Mashiach our Lord. So you got to be strong. If you truly believe in Christ, that is. It should be nothing else, nothing at all in this world that can separate you from the love of Christ, which is keeping the commandments.
That's right.
And having faith in him that you can do anything through Christ. Everything is things that's impossible with men, but with God, nothing's impossible.
That's right.
So like
You can do
precept.
all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Hold on. You understand, Doc?
Yes, sir.
All right, so stay tapped in, man. Yaquab says, the fear of the Lord is the first step to being accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. That's Sirach 19 and 18. So you got the first step, but don't get weak because you don't have that moral support. Your moral support ain't going to be, look, my journey didn't start like that. I told you I was by myself and nobody liked what I was doing. All right, family, friends, nobody liked that. They was like, man, you done went too far. You went off the deep end, right?
Right.
Now they understand it ain't a phase.
Right.
Now they saying,
I think that's him.
now they saying, I respect what you're doing.
Right.
Right. That took time. It took about 2-3 years before my mother would listen to me kick any doctrine.
Right.
And I was raised to respect the Bible. All right. And now I learned it, and she didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
It took 2-3 years patience with my mom. Like, I kind of understand these scriptures now, man. I could kind of back it up what I'm saying. Let me show you something. But she had to make sure that I wasn't just caught by a doctrine and some extremists and bugged out. Now she see, well, he's still my son. It's the same Joe, right? He just learned the scriptures in the detailed level and it changed his life.
Right.
That's it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to fight that fight through feeling like I'm disappointing them, that they don't want me around no more.
Yeah.
They don't like me the same. All that Satan try to knock you out. But then once you get past it, is bigger fish to fry. You understand, Ak?
Yes, sir.
God.
Are you Grim P in the YouTube chat?
Say it again.
Are you in the YouTube chat?
I called online. I mean, on the phone.
I'm saying, are you in the YouTube chat as Grim P?
Oh, no. I'm dead.
Okay,
All right, good. All right, so with that, we're gonna all right, go ahead, Ak.
Well, I'll say that, Precept. But I just want to say, you asked, how do I know the Most High is dealing with me? This is how you know. You were convicted enough to come on the class and seek comforting from the scriptures and wisdom from brothers through the scriptures. So the fact that the Spirit in you said, I need to go on class tonight and seek from the word of the Lord and see if the Lord is dealing with me, that lets you know that the Lord is still dealing with you because you were convicted in your spirit to turn away from transgression. So just remember, where you're weak, Christ is made strong. And so take joy in your infirmities and in your tribulation and your trials and your temptations.
Come. Now, Grim P said, if I'm not living it yet, should I hold off on teach? Yes. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't teach men so and do not as you teach. Get your mind right. What you want to teach people for, you're not following it. I said that in the beginning of the lesson. I know this truth, but I'm going to keep my special sin. I'm going to keep doing that. I could do that. But I know this truth. I always got my mouth going when it's time to show it to somebody else. But at the same time, my mouth ain't going towards myself to stop doing that thing that I'm doing.
I think it's a scripture that said that.
This book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 19. There's one that is wise and teaches many,
but is unprofitable,
and yet is unprofitable to himself.
Yep.
There's one that showeth wisdom in words and is hated. He shall be destitute of all food. Hey, that lets you know right there. There's one that gives wisdom, but his actions show otherwise. So everybody hates his words, though he may be saying something true. So
and you discredit the truth too.
And you discredit the truth, right? You don't want to be that. You don't want to be made a liar, right?
You discredit the truth. You make people say, well, that Hebrew Israelite ain't nothing. Because a lot of people take that for granted. When you learn the truth and you open your mouth about it, everybody looking at you now. And then you don't take it seriously that the Most High awoke you and gave you this great calling and you play with it, but eyes are watching you and you so oblivious. And then you start faking the funk and everybody that was watching you privately and quietly goes, that Hebrew Israelite stuff ain't nothing because this nigga's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He's just talking shit. He just think he a 5% or something. He's heard Kanye say that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've offended the little one.
You offended a little one with your lifestyle. Because when you represent this truth, you represent God. So you're supposed to be like a new creature. But we so frivolous and we unappreciative. People are watching you. You think people not watching me, like waiting, like, I hope Joel go off. I can't wait till he go off. They're not watching to go, if that brother starts going left, I love this brother, man. If that brother go left, I'm going to be right there. I ain't going to let him fall off. This work is too important. Because that's how I think with my guys. I be watching them. I look after them. They don't know. They don't know that I'll be paying attention. Some of them think I don't even like them because they be worried about, does the brother call me? Does the brother text me? No, I just be paying attention in that chat. What's this brother talk about? Okay, the feast day over. What this brother doing? What that brother over there is saying he ain't doing it. Why this brother don't speak? Why when the precept came out, this brother ain't write it down? Like I'm like that, but I just don't say nothing. And I take note of the brothers who's really got the zeal for this thing. Well, people are doing that with you. People are just watching like, man, Jeremiah talking his truth and he out there teaching them. Man, watch this. They ain't gonna say nothing. They're gonna act like they don't even care. Oh, you still do that Israelite thing? Oh, that's cool, bro. just watching you.
Yeah.
Watch you when you walk, watch when you talk, watch when you text on your phone, watch what you say. But they acting like they're not watching. That's the world. That's black people. That's our people. So right now, if we change our perspective, everything becomes refreshed. Hold on. People are watching me. It's not just I'm in the truth, whoop-de-doo. No, I'm an example for like 30 people and didn't know it.
Right.
And this is somebody that don't teach.
Yeah.
You know, we got to start thinking like that. 317 on the call. It's your turn. What's up?
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, shalom, brother. I was just calling to see if you can give me a quick rundown of the hours of the day during Christ time versus today. You know, like maybe in a
You
certain
got
hour
you got
of
some
prayer.
background noise. We can't really hear what you're asking. You got background noise.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was just calling to see if you can give me a quick rundown of the hours of the day during crisis time versus today. You know, like the third hour, ninth hour, like what time it would be today.
Oh yeah,
or like
yeah.
the hour
Can you pull that up?
and what time it would be around.
No, like when it says the ninth hour in the Bible, it was the night watch and all of that. I don't even know that off the top of my head, man. So if you go to Matthew 27, it mentions the ninth hour. Let me get some facts on that for you, bro. That's an interesting question. It says the sixth hour is noon, right? The third hour is 9 a.m. And then work it out from there. The sixth hour is noon. And then you can just work it out from there. The sixth hour is noon. So what's the ninth hour?
The third hour is 9 a.m.
The sixth hour is noon. So what's the ninth hour?
No, that's
6 hours
early.
noon.
It would be
3 p.m. If noon is 6, what's 9?
Oh, noon.
1, 2, 3, right?
Oh,
And working from right. I'm not talking to you, Ak. I'm talking to my brothers that's here with me. I got mad. If I got 8 apples, you make me go get this belt. 42. 7? Say 7 one more time. So you can work it out like that. The sixth hour is noon, Ak. Okay?
I can get it. I can grab it from there.
All praises. All praises. All praises. Good, interesting question. Interesting question.
You know, like math.
All right.
Says Jake.
Q&A session is over.
Take one more, then we're gonna shut it down, man. Gonna pray.
HOI Las Vegas.
Shalom, HOI Las Vegas.
Shalom.
He got it right. Not the 3 p.m. is the ninth hour.
Oh, they in there. They over there in the chief 5 points.
Yeah.
5 points of all 5 points.
Yo, nah, it stinks in Vegas.
Oh my God.
Vegas, you can't hear yourself talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
Walking on that strip, see all them Edomites done for, finished, sleeping in the bushes.
Roaches on them. I seen that too. Roaches crawling on them while they on the ground. I seen that too.
But for some way, they find a way to have a huge can of beer. Like they got their beer with them in the bush.
They want it on the slots, man. Can I get the understanding to Amos 9 and 7? Negro only brother stumped me for a second with this one. Not gonna lie. You would have to tell me how he stumped you so I can understand the question, Yakinan. And this would be the last one we take tonight. Brothers gonna eat and enjoy the Sabbath. All right. It says, "Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, saith the Lord? Have not I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Caphtor, and the Syrians from Kir?" You're reading it in King's English. Okay. I got Israelites amongst the Ethiopians and amongst the Egyptians, amongst the Philistines and amongst the Syrians.
Right.
You're the same to me as one of them if you've adopted their ways.
What are they trying to use this verse to say?
That they're black,
They're black.
like the Ethiopians. But then you would disregard the second half of the verse. Verse 80 says, behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom. Are you not to me as the Ethiopian
Right.
or the Philistine?
Right.
Someone worthy of judgment. I'll judge you just like I judged them.
Right.
If you behave like them, you eat a drink of their cup.
Right.
The eyes of the Lord are on the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it,
Right.
saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, says the Lord. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Brothers just using the scripture in a clever manner. That's all. Same thing with the second address 1 and 24. You using it in a clever way. That's fine, but let's discuss it. You know,
The 9th verse literally says he's gonna sift Israel from among all
I was
nations.
like as corn,
Con.
right? Everybody understand?
Con.
All right. So we the sons of thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Con.
Con.
It's not what you did that got you in this predicament, yay. It's what you do now that's the real statement.
That's right.
And Esau, you're a hypocrite, and you stealing that man wages, so you're a murderer too. And we proved that. And that's why we never liked you.
Never.
Shalom.
Shalom.